Hello everyone, my name is Jennifer and welcome to Best Kept Plans. Today's video is going to be a budget with me for the paycheck that I will be receiving on December 22nd, 2022 using the printable version of the Budget by Paycheck Workbook from the Budget Mom. If you're interested in seeing that, please stick around. Okay, so for full transparency purposes, I actually just got done filming my budget with me for the paycheck I received on December 8th. I'm kind of trying to batch film right now. That way I can have some time during the holidays where I don't have to worry about filming. So if I show you my monthly spread, you'll notice that nothing is checked off from the paycheck I received on the 8th, and that's because I'm filming this video for the 22nd early. I do, with this paycheck on the 22nd, need to pay all of my bills that are in this magenta color. So my Verizon, my church contribution. Normally I'd have my student loan, but those are still on hold. I do have some savings challenge stuff here in yellow, but I'm also keeping in the back of my mind that I have savings challenge stuff for January 2023 that I'm gonna need to contribute to with this paycheck as well. And we'll get into that a little bit once we look closer at my paycheck budget tracker. So as I flip over to the paycheck budget tracker for the 22nd, I'm gonna zoom on in. And as I mentioned in my last budget with me, I did get a raise I had my annual review, which resulted in a raise in November. Wasn't exactly sure when that was going to fit into my my paychecks, like when I was going to actually see that happening. If it didn't happen with my December 8th paycheck, it'll definitely happen with this one. But since I figured this budget out early and am filming it early, I'm still budgeting my income to be $3,000. The bills that I need to contribute to for this paycheck, as I said earlier, are Verizon and church. I do also need to contribute to my rent for January 2023. And as I've been doing for the entire year, I am making a $100 donation towards a charity for December 2022. I usually put a poll up on my community tab here on YouTube, as well as on my stories on Instagram, for you all to be able to vote on what charity I'll be sending that donation to. Sometimes I do end up just picking a charity that is meaningful to me or that I feel really compelled to support. I have not chosen charities for December yet, so definitely check out that community tab as well as my Instagram stories to see if there are polls or to see if I just picked a charity I wanted to contribute to for the month. All of my bills added together do equal $850. If I subtract that from the $3,000 I budgeted my income to be, we're left with $2,150, which is what's going to come down to the variable expense section or envelope section of the paycheck budget tracker. I always have the same categories. I always have the same denominations. You will see in my next budget with me that those are changing for 2023. But as it stands right now, I'm budgeting $200 for groceries, $75 for eating out, $75 for gas, and $150 for miscellaneous. If I add all of these together, they do equal $500. And if I subtract that from the $2,150 I was left with after paying my bills, we have $1,650 to bring up to the sinking fund section of the paycheck budget tracker. These are 2023 sinking funds. I started contributing to them in September, and I'm going to keep on contributing to that into them as we transition into the new year. You will actually see probably before my first budget with me of January, changes to my sinking funds for 2023. I'm actually planning on putting together a specific video focused on sinking funds and sharing with you all some changes that I'm making as I'm heading into 2023. But for this paycheck, we are contributing $50 towards travel, $25 towards Christmas, $15 towards subscriptions, $20 towards medical, $50 towards car maintenance, $110 towards car insurance and taxes, $25 towards birthdays, and $20 towards holidays. All of these values added together equal $315, and if I subtract that from the $1,650 we were left with after bills and variable expenses, we have $1,335 that we're going to bring down to the extra debt section of the Paycheck Budget Tracker. I'm currently very focused on trying to pay down my car loan. I purchased a car in June 2022. I really want to pay that car off early. I'm concerned about having that car loan when it comes to trying to purchase a home, which is something I also desperately want to do. So I'm going to be putting $335 towards an extra car payment with this paycheck. If I subtract that from the $1,335 we were left with after sinking funds, it gives me $1,000. And that $1,000 is going to go directly into my house savings, which will leave this at a zero base budget. Flipping the page over and looking at the cash envelope breakdown, things have been a little bit different. If you've been watching my last few budget with me's and my cash envelope stuffings, I usually pull any money that I need for savings challenges out of my miscellaneous envelope, but because it's the end of the year and the values for those savings challenges, particularly my 52-week challenge, are much higher, I can't really do that. I need to pull them out of all three envelopes. So that definitely factors into the way that I choose my denominations when I go to the bank. For this paycheck, eating out is getting $75. We're going to take that out in a 50, 2 10s, and a 5 so that I have $15 to pull out for one of my challenges. Gas is going to be getting $75, and we're pulling that out in 2 20s, 2 10s, 2 5s, and 5 singles. We need to be able to pull out $39 for savings challenges. Now, this one in particular is definitely very interesting. One of the challenges that I'm pulling for my gas envelope for this paycheck is actually for January 2023, and I wrote a note down here to remind myself of that. So $19 will need to go into my January 2023 envelope because it's for a savings challenge for January. Next, we have my miscellaneous envelope, which is getting $150. I'm taking that out in 100, 2 20s, a 5, and 5 singles. I need $103 for a savings challenge. For my sinking funds, things are much more simple. I basically always pull them out in the largest denominations possible, which is what I have here. If I add everything together, it does equal $315. That's what I'm going to pull from my bank when I go on December 22nd. And that's what you'll see me stuffing in the cash envelope stuffing for this paycheck, which we'll be posting on Saturday, which I believe is Christmas Eve, I think. And that's it. That's it for this budget. I hope that you all enjoyed this budget with me, this final budget with me of 2022. Very exciting to be closing out the year in this way. I'm happy with this budget. I'm actually happy with both of my budgets for December. And if you have any questions about the way that I budgeted this paycheck or how I use the printable version of the Budget by Paycheck workbook, please don't hesitate to ask them down below. As always, everyone, please be safe. Bye-bye.